teams to the limit.
Piccini ran the gap set. Monserrat well outside the attack line there with the set. Rivera sets behind her for Walker. Excellent play. And that setter-hitter connection, Abby Walker.
When speaking with Angel Perez before this matchup, he said, in our last match, we did a good job at running through the high off the fingertips.
Rivera can score points behind the line. Tight, and Edmond, good coverage by Monserrat off that swing by Edmond. Second ball, Morgan Hens. Aiko Jones, big touch into the block, but Jones scores for Atlanta.
Morgan Hens is not only good defensively, she also has a really clean and consistent touch when she has to come in for that out-of-system set. Beautifully played. Columbus trying to surge ahead, still think that they're in the playoffs, but they need to win now and they need to continue to win.
Raypoch connects.
Coach Angel Perez told us that Raypoch has stepped up as that reliable, steady leader. Because of the youth of Columbus, you need
right back to Raypoch. That's straight down to the floor. Leah Edmond, a physical, underrated blocker.
PVF is happy to have her back.
Trying to ease her in. Angel Perez said, and it's Anna Dixon, a part of that double sub for Atlanta with the kill, because TomCom only landed in Columbus a couple of days ago. Basically a 1 p.m. first serve today.
Kills in 8 or 10 different ways in a match.
Morgan Lewis swinging left side of the set from TomCom. TomCom right back to Lewis, tips it, kept up once again. Great defense on this point from Corey Lewis, the middle blocker playing back row right now for Atlanta. Couldn't get to that one. Raina Terry with a kill.
One of the reasons why the Vibe has so much success this season is because of their defense. In that Orlando win that they're coming off of, they outdug the Valkyries 80.
Faster tempo set, Pia Timmer dialed in the early going for Atlanta.
We're going to see the Fury target Leah Edmond on serve receive, but beautiful dive.
She is 4 for 5 in the first set. Haley Cox, big swing. Monserrat swipes that back in play. You could see what TomCom provides. Running the offense for Columbus in her debut, connecting with Cox.
And I love that route that the Fury just ran. Abby Walker is up, she's ready. It looks like she's gonna run the gap set, holds the blocker.
She's one of 4 different Ohio natives on this Columbus Fury roster. That's what Lewis can do. They set her a little bit higher, slightly slower tempo than a lot of middles, and she just uses that reach to go over the block.
And you kind of have to set her a little serving or defense, so she's also enjoying learning those new aspects of the game as well.
That'll work. On the gap set.
Swing with your heavy hand.
It's only her 10th kill of the season. It's surprising she doesn't have more for that reason. Pia Timmer ends the first set. It was all Atlanta. Made it look easy in the first. TomCom tendencies. They weren't sure what to expect, though, in terms of usage, as Wilma Rivera, who has started at setter today, with TomCom coming in as a substitute. Rivera gets a juicy overpass there and makes it 2-0.
And here's good execution of the game plan.
Housing shortage, but a rare vacancy in Huntsville. Roll shot this time, Terry, and very playable for Atlanta on the slide. Lewis, that is noteworthy. A couple of early kills on the slide for Corey Lewis. That's not really been her thing this year in terms of efficiency.
And when you run the 5-1, you...
Tough serve to handle, and a rare bad pass by Morgan Hens. Rivera, faster set to Terry. Just kept up by Atlanta. On the slide, Ramelsberg, who passed that and then had to attack it. Now it's Timmer in transition, roofed again. Big point from Kaylee Ramelsberg. She hit the slide, got back into blocking position.
Kaylee Ramelsberg is really quick side to side. That was more of a tempo set. It was a fast set.
Last year in Finland, second year pro, first year in the PVF. And there it is, just over the...
And was a little late to get to that outside position.
Liao checked in as a sub. That Indy was very, very effective after having played only limited time recently. Around the triple block, Pia Timmer converts.
Pia Timmer is crafty, and what's also difficult about this Atlanta team to block them defensively is right now they have 5 players on the court.
Puts Atlanta up by 2. Aiko Jones has a nice looking serve. Does a lot of things well for Atlanta. Morgan Hentz with the layout. Here is Terry. Doesn't miss this time.
Powerful outside is right. Bringing the heat is Raina Terry. We see Paula Cerame come in as a libero, maybe used as a defensive.
These players have continued to develop more and more powerful swings. You need a big block against that, but can't match Lewis. Block couldn't get there for Corey Lewis.
One of the things that Caleb Banworth told us Corey Lewis is working on is getting up quickly.
Timeouts per, 2 challenges per set, and if you win it, you keep it. So there's no shortage of challenge opportunities. Doesn't really hurt to use one as a de facto timeout, but the reviews always get sorted quickly as well. Rayposh leans in, and she is rejected. McKenna Buccini out of Stanford.
Buccini is getting there so quickly and closing the block. The pins are doing a wonderful job. It's setting up the block in the right position, setting up a little inside, selves up in a good position defensively to keep that ball in play. And then they're really efficient in that transition area of the game.
It's a 6-0 run for the Vibe on a short serve there. Hard to handle. You're allowed to touch it twice. The first one was a block touch, doesn't count as one of the 3 touches. Blocked off the tip by Jones. Jones, a good touch on the free ball, and Buccini punctures that one but misses. You were talking about the blocking, Madison. Kayla said, it's not like I want to say that the opposing team is afraid to hit against Aiko Jones, but they kind of are, is what they're figuring out. A great touch by Morgan Hentz, and Buccini puts it away.
Morgan Hentz has such good feel of the court. Her back is turned to the net, but she knows where she is. She knows where the setter is. She's experienced. Her contact is...
Good pass by Kaylee Cox. She's going to attack this one. And the reaction by Buccini. Cerame with the dive and a high swing from Kaylee Cox. Contact on the court. Volleyball Federation has no block touch. So that means that Atlanta wins the challenge and wins the set.
Offense through her, and the Atlanta Vibe does the same thing.
Columbus making a bunch of lineup changes from earlier compared to their starting lineup. Hitter coverage there from Isabella Raypoch, now takes a swing. Healthy block. Right back to the Columbus side. Terry attacks. Leah Edmond high swing. Megan Courtney Lush, one of those changes. She is in. On the D-ball. Big swing from Aiko Jones out of the University of Louisville, where she was 5-time All-ACC.
Watch Aiko Jones from the back row. Beautiful set by Marley Monserrat. Little quick set off of the D-ball. One slip up, and that's all it's going to do.
Isabella Raypoch. Another Atlanta block touch off of Terry. But Jones is blocked.
Columbus is going to need some more of that discipline blocking. The Vibe is very balanced, so this was a much-needed block by them, getting in there, shutting down any seams from Aiko Jones. Maybe that set a little too far in there. Good defense by her, keeping her team in it.
So even though that ball was, you could see it land out, it made contact with the fingers of the block, which was why. Here's Megan Courtney Lush. Once again behind the setter to Walker. Oh, she got there to try and block Timmer.
From Marley Monterey, really lengthening out those blocks, spreading out the defense.
Courtney Lush, it's going to be an adjustment for Courtney Lush, you'd have to say. I think it's her first appearance, Madison, in the front row since February 20th.
And what Courtney Lush brings to this team, she is there. She makes such great reads.
Liao fits it through the block. So had a fantastic rookie season. And now starting to step up more as the season has gone along for Columbus. The last few matches, Tom full layout. Cerame to Megan Courtney Lush, pretty tight to the net there, has to tip it over. Monterey sets quickly to Lewis, dug up high by Terry. Excellent set, bump set by Tom to Morgan Lewis. Now it's Leah Edmond hitting cross court, Cerame underneath it. Tom sautés it for Lewis, who threads that down. What a point for Columbus.
And look at what the Fury is doing. They're putting Morgan Lewis on that outside pin, Megan Courtney Lush on the right side. So they're mixing up their offense. Morgan Lewis is...
Tough serve by Aiko Jones. Raina Terry, high swing. That gets down there for a kill.
The precision and the accuracy by Tom with the bump set over her right shoulder, falling down to her knees in the perfect placement for Raina Terry. Read the on-two by Marley Monterey. Janice Liao in that left back position is a middle, not used to reading those setter dumps, so great dig by Tom
shaking off the jet lag that Coach Perez was a little concerned about coming in, as Corey Lewis, who... Lewis behind the attack. Excellent effort by Walker to try and cover that, but too much up front from Atlanta.
Walker was in the right position. You got to crash in there to cover. She was in the perfect spot. That block straight down. Pointing honoring for sure.
What's the biggest lesson you have learned so far in your young career from Holly McPeak, Kilfer Walker? Women's national team coaching staff, but inducted into the USA Volleyball Hall of Fame. So far in this one, the Vibe hitting 360, the Columbus Fury at 120. It has been a Vibe-dominated match, forcing a Columbus timeout late in the third set. Atlanta looking for the sweep. Two hands and over from Terry. The block was ready, but a new opportunity for Courtney Lush. Big-time block, covered off maybe the head of Cerame, hit her somewhere up high. And now Vicini into the block. Janice Liao, good awareness. Now it's Leah Edmond pounding it home. Relentless from Atlanta.
Absolutely.
Omaha, Orlando, Atlanta, Indy. Anything stick out to you right now amongst that top four? Because I kind of feel like Atlanta and Indy are playing as well as the number one and number two, Omaha and Orlando.
And that's why it's so difficult to tell what's going to happen, because the parity is at an all-time high. These teams just trade off beating each other, so it's almost impossible to make predictions about what can happen in the playoffs right out of the gates. That's not an easy thing to do, to develop that connection so quickly.
It's hard to believe she flew to Columbus from Thailand a couple of nights ago and just got in. Terry missed it. And they're going to challenge. And it's an unsuccessful challenge, so Atlanta wins in 3. They take back...